Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by beautiful green hills, there lived a young man named Afendi. Though Afendi had a strong, healthy body, his mind was extremely fragile. His mind was like a restless ocean. He thought endlessly, just thinking, and thinking. He would spend hours regretting tiny mistakes from the past, and the next moment, he would curl up in fear, imagining terrible things that might happen in the future. His head was always buzzing with thousands of thoughts. He couldn't eat properly, couldn't sleep properly, and couldn't even enjoy the peace of fresh air.
Afendi had a donkey. That donkey was his only companion. But Afendi was so lost in his thoughts that he never took proper care of the poor animal. The donkey stayed tied all day long, hungry and thirsty, because Afendi often forgot to give it food or water. One afternoon, Afendi sat on the porch, thinking, "What if it rains tomorrow? What if my roof leaks? What will I do then?" Even though there wasn't a single cloud in the sky. Unable to endure hunger anymore, the donkey looked at Afendi and said, "Master, please listen. You haven't fed me properly for 2 days.
I know you are busy worrying, but my stomach cannot be filled by chewing thoughts. Please untie my rope. I'll go to the forest, eat some grass and leaves, and return by evening." Afendi was startled. He trusted the donkey very much. He thought, "At least I won't have to worry about feeding him anymore." He got up, untied the donkey, and said, "Go, but make sure you return before evening."
The donkey happily walked toward the hills. Afendi returned to his endless thoughts. But evening turned into night, and the donkey did not return. Afendi's anxiety multiplied. He couldn't sleep the whole night. Did the donkey get lost? Was it eaten by a tiger? Did it run away? What will I do now? My life is ruined. He kept tossing and turning all night, drowning in worry. Early next morning, just as the sun was rising, Afendi saw the donkey slowly walking down the hill path. Afendi ran to him. "Where were you? I was dying in worry the whole night." The donkey calmly replied, "Master, I lost my way in the hills yesterday, but I found a strange place. On the top of the mountain lives a sage, a Zen master. I saw how peaceful everything around him was. I told him about you, about your restless mind." The donkey continued, "Master, that Zen master has called you. He said he has the cure for your anxiety and restlessness." Hope lit up in Afendi's heart. Without delay, he climbed onto the donkey's back and started his journey toward the Zen master. When Afendi reached the mountaintop, he saw the Zen master sitting quietly beside a pond. Afendi bowed down at his feet. "Master, please help me. My mind is always restless, just like muddy water, constantly stirred. I cannot find clarity even for a moment. What should I do?" The master smiled gently and led Afendi to the pond. The pond wasn't deep, but the bottom was full of mud. The master stirred the water with a stick. Mud rose from the bottom and made the entire pond filthy and cloudy. He handed Afendi a container and said, "Afendi, your first task is this. Bring me clean water from this pond. You cannot move from here until the water becomes clear." Afendi thought, "This is easy." He stepped into the pond and started removing the mud with his hands. But the more he moved, the more the mud swirled. He tried filtering the water into the container, but it remained muddy. Hours passed. Afendi was sweating, exhausted, frustrated. "This is impossible. This water will never be clear." He gave up and sat silently on the bank. He sat quietly for a long time. Only the sound of the wind and the birds filled the air. After almost an hour, Afendi suddenly looked at the pond. To his surprise, the water was now crystal clear. Because he had stopped disturbing it, the mud had settled naturally at the bottom. The top layer had become mirror-like. The master placed his hand on Afendi's shoulder.
Do you see, Afendi? Your mind is exactly like this pond. When you forcefully try to stop your worries, your mind becomes more disturbed. You must simply sit quietly. Give it time. Just as the mud settles on its own, your restlessness will also settle, if you allow it. Don't fight with your mind. Just be a witness. Afendi understood the first lesson. His mind felt a little calmer. But the deep pain and sorrows inside him were still there. He said, "Master, I learned patience, but I have many wounds in my life. People insulted me. I lost things. I suffered. How do I forget that pain?" The master said nothing. He took Afendi to the other side of the mountain where there was a huge lake with crystal clear water. The master took a handful of salt from his pocket. He put a little of it into a glass of water and said, "Drink this."
Afendi took one sip and immediately spat it out. "Master, it's awful! Far too salty and bitter." The master smiled. Then he threw the rest of the handful of salt into the huge lake. He filled a bowl with the lake water and gave it to Afendi. "Now drink this." Afendi drank it. His face lit up with satisfaction. "Ah, this water is sweet and refreshing." The master asked, "Do you taste the salt?" "No, master, not at all." The master looked into his eyes and revealed the truth. "Afendi, the sorrows of your life are like this salt. The amount of salt was the same in both cases. But when you put it in a small glass, the water became bitter. When you threw it into the vast lake, the water remained sweet. If your mind is small, like a glass, even small problems will make your life bitter. But if you expand your mind, learn to forgive, accept, and let go, then no sorrow will be strong enough to disturb your peace. Don't try to reduce your pain, Afendi. Increase your capacity." That day, Afendi descended the mountain as a new man. He realized that the source of his unrest was not the outside world, but the narrowness and impatience within his own mind. He gently stroked the donkey and said, "Come, my friend, let's go home. No more worries. Today is enough for today. Tomorrow will take care of itself." My friends, we are just like Afendi. If your mind is small, like a glass, even small problems will make your life bitter. But if you expand your mind, learn to forgive, accept, and let go, then no sorrow will be strong enough to disturb your peace. Friends, we are just like Afendi. When your mind feels restless, don't force it to become calm. Pause. Wait. Just like muddy water settles, your mind will settle too. When life brings pain, don't shrink into yourself. Make your heart bigger. Become like the lake, so no grain of salt can make your life bitter. Ask yourself, do you want to be a glass or a lake? The choice is yours.